the monk or a nun takes on a whole roster of rules that they abide by. And the rules are important because it keeps them safe, it keeps their activities wholesome, it keeps good reputation of the monastic community. It means that lay people want to support them, which allows them to then practice full time. There are so many reasons. It helps you with your mindfulness. There are so many reasons for having the rules. It's part of the training and discipline. But it is the burden of monasticism and the burden of taking a very direct approach to realising freedom from suffering. So, and in the case of our centre here, the monastics serve. We work in the garden, we clean, we cook, we teach, we set up retreats for lay people, we work, we serve, we develop a sense of selflessness and work at undoing self-concern, rampant self-concern, by serving others. So that's a burden, that's part of the training. You have to be at a place at a certain time to do a certain job, otherwise the centre can't function. So you have to be on time, you have to do it, you have to be there. So there's responsibility. There's, so in no way, shape or form is it just, taking it easy and
how long does it take to adjust to that sort of routine so you feel comfortable within it?
Depends who you are.
Yeah.
I found that I understood it. I understood why the centre was operated in the way that it is. I understood what my responsibilities were and how I should behave. I don't know if I'd done it before in a previous or anything like that, but it clicked with me. Other people it takes longer. We give people usually it turns out to be 3 or 4 month noviceship, where they can try it out. They can try a few retreats first, and then if they like the way that we do things, they can come in with a view to becoming a monk and be here as a novice for 3 or 4 months in order to give it a proper test. And if at the end of that they decide that they don't want to, or during that period they decide, I really don't think this is for me, then we're fine with that. We're happy that they gave it a go and ultimately decided against it. That's fine. That's the ethos of the Buddhist teaching. Find out for yourself.
Yeah.
And if then they find that no, there's lots to learn, I'm making lots of mistakes, that's fine, that's part of the process, but I'm learning from them, I enjoy the way of life, then, and that they fit in with the community, and from the other side that the community are happy with them, then they can ordain.
What was the hardest thing you found to adapt to once you were ordained?
Hardest thing? Good question. I think being a monk sometimes, as opposed to, I don't know, being a rock star, or being a movie star, or being, I'm a monk, what am I doing? That was, sometimes if I was given, for instance, if I was given an errand, where I had to jump in the car, I always found something about having to drive the car was, I just didn't think, well, this doesn't suit, this doesn't fit. And then having to go to, say, somewhere like Trowbridge, a local town nearby, and go and do some shopping in my monastic uniform. Because my conditioning is on the craving side, so the way I look is obviously important and to me. And so letting go of those concerns, I sometimes felt very awkward, in other words, socially, in that regard.
It's interesting you say that, because when I was considering becoming a monk, it was that sort of self-concern that people would think I was weird, and that kind
well, Dave,
of
that's that. Well, you're going to have to find out sooner or later.
Yeah, what, that I'm weird, or yeah, no,
there is. I mean, but that's one of the things that you. It's all about renouncing. The whole of the monastic life really is about renunciation, and so it's renouncing self-view. It's renouncing attachment to the way that you're perceived by others.
Yeah.
And actually, yeah, that was tough for me too. However, I'd kind of burnt my bridges, and I'd gone for it.
Yeah.
And actually, although people in the world, like friends and family, they might very well have thought I was a bit weird. I have encountered a little bit of teasing from friends from days before I joined the monastery about it all, and I accept that in good humour. But I found that within the community, the lay community, the people that support this centre, I was held in respect, deep respect, as all recluses are, because they understand that the recluse is actually doing something very beneficial, very wholesome, and something that's very difficult.
Yeah.
And so with people who understand the Buddhist teaching and what it's all about, there is deep respect for monastics. So you're never going to get all the people liking you all the time. But
I think it's that sort of sense of putting all your eggs in one basket, isn't it? You really are giving up everything, and you're saying this has to work, or
Well, no.
Right.
No, because what you I don't know. Say somebody's, and people have come in for a couple of years, ordained, practiced here for 2 years. They got the training under their belts. They've gone back out into the world and led very successful lives. It's not. There is no ultimate final end to anything, and there is every chance that what somebody learns from being in a monastic centre and training intensely is going to set them up for the rest of their lives. But one of the freeing things is you have then a different relationship to the material world. I disrobed after 9 years because I felt it was right and proper at that time to teach from a lay perspective, which meant having the things of the world again. But I've got a completely different relationship to the things of the world now than I did before, and they're not a burden. If they come, they come. If they go, they go. And that frees you up to be able to dance with life, and therefore you can take the highs and the lows, and so you develop this tremendous faith in life, that even if you walk out of I mean, if somebody's got savings, they can keep a savings account, for heaven's sake, and you can go back and dip into that. It wasn't the case for me. I just cleared my debts.
You were the other way.
Yeah. I mean, I got rid of a burden, but no. This the training is so effective, and it makes you a more effective individual, less prone to idealism, less prone to living in the imagination, more volitional, more able to bring your intentions to fruition, because you've just got a mind that is so much more effective.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is, you don't really tend to want anything so badly as a result.